So if, let's say, the mind within is dull, veiling, and a lot of projections, the remedy is to be exposed to knowledge that makes the mind more sattvic. I'll give an analogy. When the mind goes outward, the cause of projections is the objects of the world. Right? So I see something, I want it. I see something, I don't want it. I argue, it shouldn't be this way, it should be different. It's like, it's reacting from likes and dislikes. Like, don't like. Like, don't like. Want, don't want. Same. Yes? If I understand that when the mind goes outward, the object is the cause of my projections. Now, when my mind goes out, I'll get him out towards, to knowledge, or listen, that it will bring the mind inward. Because the direction is habitually out. So I go out, and that turns my attention in. If I go out to the objects of the world, my attention is going to go out more. That means I can recognize I'm in the wrong direction. I keep going in the wrong direction. And what happens, it pulls you much more in, outward. Pull into the world more.
It's easy to be pulled into.
Yeah, easy. Because we're used to it, habitually. So if we're used to it, we have to use what we already used. Go out, so I go out towards. That pull my attention back in. I listen to words that would push the attention back in, that would awaken reflecting upon, that I would start holding on a particular thought, so my mind start to be more concentrated, that I'll be able to discriminate. When thoughts appear, I would see, the thoughts are not me. The thoughts are not me. Even that, I'm not this. I'm not this one that thinks. I'm not these images. I'm not these projections. If one stays with that, his mind becomes
concentrated
and sattvic.
And illuminated.
And then illumination by itself shine through. When, like, I am the sun, and then I forget I am the sun, so I'm like a person. So, and there's clouds. So the clouds don't let me see the sun. Yet as the clouds get thinner and thinner, suddenly the sun shines through. So when I identify that I'm a physical being, a body, and the one who is thinking, and the one who is doing and experiencing, now I have to get the clouds, the veiling, the projection, thinner. Subjective thoughts are more powerful than objective thoughts. Means objective thought, money, car, this, all these are more objective thoughts. Thoughts about the objects of the world. Subjective thoughts are pointing to thoughts about the mechanism, reveal the whole aspect of the mind which is subjective. That means more subtle. Now I ask, what is more powerful, gross or subtle?
Subtle.
Subtle. The subtle is the cause, the gross is the effect. The subtle affects the gross. The subtle occupies more space, the gross occupies less space. So if the subtle is more powerful, which it is, the subtle pervades the gross. If I would have more thoughts that are subtle, more subjective thoughts, which are as knowledge, it will permeate the objective thoughts and it will dissipate them. It will dissolve the objective thoughts.
But you need a sattvic mind for that. Otherwise you can go inward and go with thoughts inward subjectively and actually be harmful and a demon.
So when you are around an awakened being, being around, purifies the mind. Hearing the knowledge, being quiet. Hearing the knowledge, being quiet. Hearing the knowledge, being quiet. That purifies your mind. If you're truly interested in it.
If not, then you're listening to those habitual things within your mind. It's going to drive you
Yeah.
like too much alcohol. You're going to get drunk.
That's why if there is no yearning within, even the most awakened being cannot really help you.
And if you are not near a awakened being and the mind is dull, but still there is
Yearning.
yearning.
Then take the prescription. Read, hear, reflect, concentrate, discriminate, inquire, be quiet, be still, be alert, be aware. Leave the objective world a little bit so you can just be more at rest instead of being engaged so much. That will have all the field ready for the mind to be purified and sattvic. This is why in past traditions they were around the master 12 years in India and more sometimes to purify.
4 days doesn't work.
Huh?
4 days doesn't work.
First of all, you recognize that it does, isn't it?
Yes.
Something is happening.
Yes.
So it's just that ignorance, it can be, who knows for how long we were ignoring ourselves. We forgot who we are. So hearing the knowledge over and over is really essential. So this is where books can come into play that bring you back to yourself, that expose the whole craziness and the whole mechanism of this illusion of the mind.
It's not the same though to read alone or to someone.
Yes, except you can be with someone and you don't really interested in reflecting because there's other things that you're interested in that doesn't help you either. Then you forget why you are with that around this being. Because
Or you inquire and you find out really why you're with that person or that being.
yeah.
And that's honesty.
Yeah.
So that is even a good direction.
That's right. It's always good. Eternal good. This is who you are.
So there's multiple good drugs out there called inquiry, self-exploration, concentration, question. Huh? Those are all beautiful, available words, which have very much
It's
the effect of a drug, in fact.
for the one who is interested.
The one who's interested, it works.
For someone it can be a nightmare. Yes?
Yes.
It's all about readiness.
Readiness.
What is it that you want? Be clear, he says. All will happen as you want it, provided you really want it. That means you have to be really clear what you want. It all boils down. If we look at creation, it's desire, knowledge, action. It's always like, let's say I want to go and eat, so I have the desire. Now I have to have the information where to find food, and now I take action based on that information, right?
Yes.
Then I'll get the result.
Yes.
So you'll see in creation is always this direction.
Yeah.
So they talk about the 5 movements. Nagaraj broke it like this: desire, knowledge, action, result, and to enjoy. The enjoyment of the result.
Desire,
Knowledge, action,
result,
and the enjoyment.
and enjoyment.
The
Okay,
results are not the enjoyment.
right. You get the result,
Yeah.
you get to the restaurant, you order the food, now you eat, you enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay? What happens, the majority like, if we skip the knowledge we desire, take action based with no knowledge, we'll get a different result. We might enjoy or not enjoy. So that's not good enough. So Shankaracharya and many sages said, just as fire is the cause of cooking, so knowledge and no other means is the cause of liberation. Because Maya, when she forgot the face looking in, she got scared. Now she desire, right? Desire arises. Now she has the knowledge of the source, because she has the power of the source that she can create anything she wants, right?
Yeah.
So she has the knowledge, she uses the knowledge to create. That's the action. So creation is always action. Then we react to the action we took. This is why people like creating. So they create and then they say, ooh, I don't like my creation, they react. Or they get attached to their creation, they react.
And they like.
Yeah. Or they, ooh, I'm so great about the creation. So they become arrogant. So we can see that Maya, the moment she starts the movement, it's desire, activity. She wants to return to the source because she forgot the face looking in. She has the knowledge, and based on that knowledge she take action, she creates, she get the result, and she's looking for the source in her creation. She can't find it, so she repeats the process over and over again. And then we move from enjoy, suffer, enjoy, suffer, enjoy, suffer, enjoy, suffer as a separate entity. On the direction inward, this is the movement of creation. You challenge it. Anywhere you look, you'll see that these four apply. Desire, knowledge, action, result. Enjoy or suffer, it's up to the...
So it's which way you point it.
So on the way back of evolution,
Yeah.
it's actually taking action based on knowledge, and because you have the desire. So we can say desire, knowledge, action. Now the desire leads you to knowledge and you take action based on knowledge. Mm-hmm. And then the desire is the last one that merges into awareness.
And that's the result.
Yeah, and there's no result. There's no one there. So one can say there is a result. So in the journey in, you give up the enjoyment and the result. Because when you can get attached to a result, will cause you a lot of frustration and reactivity on the way in. Attached. Anytime I'm attached to a result, I feel stress. Or I'm disappointed because I have an expectation. So if you're going to take this mechanism inwardly, you're going to experience a lot of frustration. You would give up because you'll have stories that you're not successful. You'll be judgmental. You'll be harsh on yourself. You'll hate yourself for the mind being so weak, and all of that negativity.
And time becomes an enemy.
And time becomes an enemy because now you think that you're gonna gain something, reach somewhere. So
expectation.
Yeah. So one of the qualification is aversion to the enjoyment of one's fruits of one's action now and later.
The desire or the result?
Aversion.
No, the aversion to the fruits of one's action now and later. That means taking action without being attached to any results.
So why would some negate like their desires and like
Which desires?
some people have this approach negating their preferences, their desires.
That's in the
Oh, let's look at that. So then, which desire you negate?
The preferences of the mind. Like
No, your projections, your beliefs. It should be different. If you get attached to it, you'll keep suffering. If you will discriminate it, you see, you're free. I want it this way. I want it my way. Why is this happening? All these notions, yeah? These desires cause you pain. Or you want to sustain it, and you invest in it, then you get attached to it. If you realize it's a defect, that's not even what I want. I want to be always happy. So if I just give up this, it should be different, instantaneously I'm one with what is, and I can shift the attention to awareness. The attention is not so easily shifted when the mind is reactive, because it captures the attention.
Takes hold.
Yeah. So if the mind is really reactive, what the wise says, leave the world alone. Withdraw a little bit so you'll be less reactive. Now you'll be able to shift the attention more inward.
That's like why we like to be in Australia. That's why we like to be
Well,
in
that's like
Australia.
the story we talked about with the dog, with the short leash.
Yes.
It's exactly, it works.
Yeah, because it works. Now you can do it in the city if you're not so much,
Yeah.
you're indifferent and you can rest a lot and shift the attention. You're not so much, like you can be, let's say, in Australia and then very busy. Oh, I have to take care of the garden, so many things, and then you're really busy. Versus you can be in somewhere and that you're indifferent. Okay, this like this. I call it later. In Hebrew they say machar kach. Afterward, later. What I say, I don't want to put the attention there. It's like, not that I don't want, I'm shifting the attention to what's more essential within. So I'm not attending so many,
Occupying things.
and taking on responsibilities. Ramana talks about it to don't take new responsibilities if you can. And you understand why, yes?